Need any real estate advice? Come to this guy.
Nah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Leveraging Real Estate Freedom. Today we're with Brandun Lee. I want to talk about the difficulties that athletes and professionals run into to anything like outside their realm, right? Because you think about like when you're fighting, you're training all the time.
I like to change it up. So it'll be like 4, I'll randomly wake up at 4, 4:30, 4:15, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Like I'll just change it up throughout the camp.
Okay.
So I'll wake up, go for a run, come back, take a shower, make some breakfast.
Are you running by yourself, or is the car always following?
Running by myself in the morning.
Is that dangerous?
Well, that's why I change up the time.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. All right. Why do you have to wake up so early to run and then make breakfast and then rest?
Because I'm also going to run again at nighttime.
Okay.
It's more like I don't want to exert my body just in one run, so I'm going to break it down in 2.
Interesting.
And then after lunch, I'll just chill, and then I'll work out, and then go for my another run.
Yeah.
When the sun goes down.
What's the workout like?
Just typical boxing workouts.
What's the duration? Like an hour, 2 hours?
About 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 2 hours.
Okay. And then what time is bedtime?
I don't know, whenever I fall asleep. It depends. Probably like
people are different, right?
Some people 12, 1.
Okay.
Sometimes 2, sometimes 10. It all depends.
And you wake up at 4?
Yeah.
So you're the type that don't need sleep?
I just need a little bit of sleep. I need a good nap, and I'll be good.
Well, the special people is that just need a nap. I need like 10 hours.
I just need a good nap.
That being said, like you're a professional athlete, and you don't have that much time to look into, a lot of other hobbies, right? You can literally select on your, in your hand, like what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you're very limited in time and you're very limited in capacity. So in terms of like investment, right? You look at all these like great athletes such as Mike Tyson, made a fortune, lost it all. Doesn't know how to manage his money, right? That was all back in the days too. Some of these athletes, a lot of athletes go broke after their contract. The one thing that's very important should be like financial education and or like learning how to invest. Like how would you tackle something like that as a professional athlete? I'm not in the picture. Yeah. I'm just asking you that question.
I mean, like, let me see. If I didn't know anyone from the people I've met through boxing, sponsors, I would have no idea because they don't teach you that in school. So, luckily I've been able to meet, several people, including yourself, who kind of mentor me to make the right decisions.
Okay. What would you need as a professional world-class athlete to actively invest? Like, what do you need from us? I
would probably need what do you call it? What do you call it when you rent out a house and you hire a manager? What do you call it?
Property manager.
Like a property manager. I need something like that because, like you said.
Like an investment manager.
Exactly.
Investment manager.
I'm very busy doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to do is, look at my phone and answer phone calls about investing.
I can imagine your mind would be pulled in opposite directions.
Yeah, especially while I'm getting ready for a fight. It's the last thing I want to think of.
I'm an advocate for real estate. Anybody that watches my channel knows that I'm a real estate investor. I've been in the industry for 17 years now. So I actually got very lucky at a young age that I found something that I'm passionate about. For example, like you started fighting when you were 6. Imagine I started investing when I was 6.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah.
I got into the industry when I was 17 years old, and it was something that just clicked with me. I never had to spend a lot of time on it. It always worked. My thought process just always made sense. And then the real estate industry, when I was introduced to it, everything, like the number, the terminology, the industry itself, everything made absolute sense to me. And so off the bat, I was just very good at it. And so now, one of my goals with my friends, such as yourself, I want to use my skill set to help professionals because I know you guys need to focus on what you do to continue being great. And I need to continue doing what I do because people just can't catch up to what I'm doing. Imagine if I try to become a fighter. If I start right now, I'm like, Brandon, you're so fucking cool. I want to be like you, 25 and 0. I'm gonna start today. How long do you think it'll take me? Let's be real. Don't beat around. How long do you think it'll take me, and do you think I have a shot to get to 25 and 0?
Take a long time. Yeah.
Give me an idea. How many years?
Probably like 10 to 15 years.
Okay, I'm 35 right now. You think I'll be 50? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so if I really want to become a fighter, right, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Because of my age, because of my lack of skills, because of my lack of exposure to the industry early on, even fighting since 6.
Yeah.
And you know what I do now? I just sponsor athletes.
Yeah.
Because I can't get you. I know, like, I'm a realist. I'm like, I can't fight like this guy. So therefore, I'm just going to sponsor you because I believe in you. I think you can do well. I think in the next 5 years, you're going to fucking kill shit. I'm going to sponsor you so I can try to be there with you. Does that make sense? So same thing with investments too. If you're like, man, how can I get to where you are in the next like 5 years?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy by yourself, it's going to take you a long time.
It's not gonna happen.
However, if you truly want to get there, what I could do is use my skill set to help you. And so with all the athletes, even with my friends who are professionals, I'm trying to do that for them to build a very solid foundation for these guys so that they can seamlessly invest the money that they've made. So this way, they can take care of their financial future, be stable, and have a huge nest egg, and have a huge and stable platform for them to grow their wealth and not have to think about it. Pick up calls during your
I
fights.
think that's a great idea. Like you said, you already know what needs to be done, how to do it, versus myself, if I were to attack the situation, I wouldn't know where to start.
I'll give you guys an example, right? 3 years from now, Brandon makes, I don't know, $10 million in a fight, for example. At this time, you're like, I need to invest this money.
Yeah.
When you come to the table, let's just say you have no experience, but you have 10 million cash. I think what that will draw off the bat are a lot of people that are going to help you, but at the same time take advantage of you because you have such large sum of cash, right? And so when you get into investment at that level, you will still be able to make a good sum of money, but I don't think you will be able to maximize your money's potential because you didn't start when you had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. However, if you start with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and then million, and then 5 million, and then 10 million, you're gradually building up your portfolio, and you know exactly how far a dollar can go, right? And so for athletes, when they start thinking about investments, when they start making a good amount of money, I think that's one of the major pitfalls because at that point, they have so much money that their dollar doesn't stretch as far because they're going in chunks at a time. And the people who are taking in these large sums of money to help them invest, I can guarantee you they're not maximizing their money potential. So that's just one huge pitfall I see. And so I'm gonna start advocating for these athletes, so for some of my friends who are professionals, to start like very young. Start with smaller increments and then build it up to larger increments. I'm starting to do that with my actor friends. I'm a horrible actor, horrible. I don't think I'll make it. I gotta be real with you. However, it's a good thing I know how to make money because I don't need to fall back on that, right?
It's the only thing that matters.
I think this, at the end of the day, you fall back on your earning potential. But you know, for actors, professional athletes, I'm starting this platform so that they can start investing increments of money. And once you get really comfortable with it, they invest more and more and more and to help them build a very stable foundation. You know, I know my friends, some of these guys make hundreds of thousands of dollars who haven't invested a single penny. I know people like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's horrendous. You just bought a G-Wagon that cost 250 grand, but you didn't spend, you didn't invest a single dollar. Like, that's a bad philosophy you have, right? What you should have done is spend $250,000 on investment and use the passive income to buy the G-Wagon, right? It's just a different thought process. But anyways, like, what questions would you have for me? So, someone that's going to get into investments, maybe for some of your younger fans who are going to become professional athletes.
Let's say I come to them like, man, I have $100,000.
Got it.
What can I do with this?
I would diversify that into two categories of investments. I'll put 50% into something that's very safe that will get you anywhere between 8 to 15%. 8 to 12 is very easy. 8 to 15 is a little bit difficult for that category. But 50% of the money I'll put into something that gives you passive income that is secured.
Got it.
So which means that you cannot lose this money no matter what, and it's producing passive income for you, which means that income that you never have to look after, that's just always paying you dividends, okay?
Yep.
50%. The other 50% of the money, I will put it in some type of real estate project with an operator that has a very good track record. That's very important, okay? And you might ask, well, how do I find this operator? I'm one of those operators. How do you vet these operators? You go talk to their investors. You look at the most recent deals that they have done, and then you look at every single one of them to see purchase, sale, cost, net, the performance of those products, and then you would use the other 50% into some type of real estate project so that you have upside.
So would that be like 50%, like you buy a house and rent it out, and then 50% you buy like a fixer upper?
That's a very good question. Very similar to what you're suggesting, but because you're an athlete and you don't have time to do that, you would put that money into a fund, or you would put that money into an operator, or you would put your name on projects that's partnered with other people to do those things. Does that make sense? You wouldn't do it yourself because you're not a professional in that field. You're not going to be able to obtain optimal return by doing it yourself, and it's going to take too much time from you. However, you will partner with somebody like myself to do that. Does that make sense? So this way, you worry about your fight, you let the operator and the investor do what they do, but you have to make sure that you're actually investing with people that know what the they're doing. You know, on Instagram, every day, I see people teaching other people how to make money from real estate, making shorts, reels, videos, education seminars, selling shit. I know who these people are, and I'm like, what the f? These people have like pennies, and they're teaching people what to do. And they're just rehashing knowledge from books that they've read. I didn't know this because I'm hearing this shit, and I'm like, I read that like 10 years ago from Robert Kiyosaki, or I read that like 5 years ago from this other book, and they're just like rehashing knowledge that they saw or they seen or they heard, and they're fucking selling seminars. And I'm like, holy, these people are like, you know what they're called? Posers. Wannabes. And it fucking like pisses me off. And I see it, and then I look at their following. It is crazy how much following some of these people have. But the point is, when you start investing, and you know, for our audience watch, following count on Instagram, on TikTok, on whatever, it might mean that they're popular. It doesn't mean that they actually know what they're doing. You know, for yourself as a professional athlete, you're going to make a lot of money in the future. There's no doubt about that. It's only a matter of time. You know this. It's a matter of like 5 to 7 years. You're going to make a gang of money, right? But it's very important for the rest of your life that that money is managed efficiently.
Of course, yeah.
And so over the course of the next few years, let's figure out what we can do for you. You know, after that, I think one of your duties will be, you have to be an advocate for financial futures for these athletes as well. You know, because so many of them, they're on the same boat. You know, they're focused on training.
Or plus, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching today. You know, Brandon came down to SoCal. Of course, we're having breakfast. Do you have anything for the audience? Hey, you're talking to the kids right now. Do drugs, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, listen to your parents, stay in school.
Hey, people say school is, you know, is that absolutely necessary, do you feel like?
Well, I feel like, you know what, do whatever you're passionate about. If you're passionate about real estate, do real estate. If you're passionate about fashion, do fashion. Sports, do sports. Whatever makes you happy.
But do 100%.
100%. Everything you do.
Can't be half-assed.
Watch my cooking videos. But
what's your? Do you have a link for your cooking videos, or do you have a handle?
I have a TikTok.
Okay.
Same as my Instagram, Brandun_Lee.
Slap it on there.
Slap it on there. But yeah, just keep on.
And then with you, some like cooking, some of his cooking videos. Yeah, just plug that in. Let's go. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Follow us on socials. Brandon's links. Make sure you follow his cooking videos. This guy cooks great videos, healthy.
Some of it's healthy.
Some of it, not all of it. Some of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you love that hot sauce, right? It's like
truffle hot sauce, super good.
I see, super good. Are you their sponsor? I mean, do they sponsor you?
No. Once in a while they just send me packages, but
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this shit's good.
It's bomb, right?
Yeah, I like it. Well, Nan, since you're here, I can personally thank you. You know, I just want to thank you for the sponsorship. Man. Shout out to Kaizen Capital. You know, you've been with me for the past couple fights, so it's, you know, much appreciated. We're gonna continue. We believe in Brandon. He's a good guy, humble dude. And he's a great fighter. You know, we believe that he's going to achieve greatness in the future, and we want to ride with you to that journey.